Okay, good morning. Scott Talley from Network in Action. We're here with Tricia Gernand from Triger Massage. And Tricia has especially been challenged during this COVID-19 crisis. They've made you non-essential, right?
Correct.
I would beg to differ if you've got a bad back or some pain in your shoulder or neck. I've had the pleasure of working with you, so I know the magic you can work with. Tell us a little bit about how you've sort of evolved during this time and what you're doing.
At this time, I'm beginning to use Zoom or Skype calls to do a visual assessment of someone remotely, asking them to do some range of motion so I can see how the muscles are working in balance with one another. And then I'll use that information to develop a specific technique to help stretch or strengthen the muscle that appears to be out of balance, depending on the visuals that are presented over the audio visual conference.
So it's a new challenge, but how's it working?
So far, we've accomplished one successful session. The pain was diminished with a short technique, and the client was able to actually see along with me what we were discussing. You know, we don't normally do all the audio video conferencing, so it's revealing for people to be able to see their imbalances. You know, you can see which shoulder is raised higher, and unless that's something that you're looking for, you don't notice it. But it worked out really well. We're going to have a follow-up session next week, and typically if the client is willing to actively participate and do the techniques regularly, the results are, it requires that you adapt to a new exercise in a week or so.
Yeah, that's such a part of your business. So explain to the audience a little bit about what's different about what you offer and just going into a Massage Envy or Massage Heights or something, because it's dramatically different.
So at Triger Massage, we focus on medical massage, and I incorporate techniques to get your muscles into balance. The session will start out with a postural assessment. I'll have you stand in front of me, turn to the side, turn to the back, raise an arm, raise a leg, depending on the issue, sit down, stand up, sit down, stand up. And typically I work with you clothed. So we'll go through a couple of the techniques. If it's for the shoulder, I'll poke you in your underarms, which is very uncommon in a traditional massage. I will then after about halfway through the session, I will have you get off the table and go through the same initial ranges of motions and test so we can see what has changed and if we still need to work on any particular muscle groups. And then we'll get you back up on the table again and continue with this process until we have a good resolution.
Yeah, so having experienced it myself, it was interesting that the magic you can work with your hands and the things you can do with your hands are one thing, but in order for me to continue to get better, I've got my role to play. So you sort of lost a huge piece of that, the magic you provide, but with your expertise, you can still coach me. Like I'm thinking of the exercise you gave me, you know, I could still be taught those without the massage. So it's not going to be as good, but it's certainly going to be helpful. What about stress during this time? I mean, does stress cause people, you know, pain, and how does that come into play? Because obviously everyone's under a lot more stress than they typically are.
A lot of times when you're under stress, you do have a lot of unconscious habits where you kind of curl into a ball and you're tightening your muscles. It definitely can play a big part in how your muscles are in constant contraction, which again is going to cause a muscle imbalance, especially if you're already have a propensity to, you know, sit a certain way, or you're just exaggerating that already existing imbalance.
Yeah, we should create a course on how to sit during a Zoom meeting or things you can do, because we're all Zooming all day long. Maybe we'll come up with the first course. So how does, if someone wanted to reach out to you now, how are they reaching you? Is that email or phone or on your website, or how's that happening?
They could reach out through phone or email. The business 832-862-1138, or email is tricia.gernand@gmail.com. And
And that's Tricia, Tricia .Gernand.
Yes, at
At,
Gmail.
at
Good job.
Gmail. All right, I'm getting there. Hey, listen, I want to give one last testimonial on the end of this. I had just a sore back, sort of a nagging. I love to play golf, even though I only play about once a month, but I hadn't played 2 times in a row in years, mainly because my back would be sore a little bit afterwards. And I had the benefit of having Tricia work on me, and she gave me some exercises. And I can't say I've been religious about them, but I've been conscious about them. I do them not as often as I wish I did, but I'll go, I haven't done them in 2 or 3 days, and I'll do the exercises. And had an opportunity to play golf late yesterday, and I told my daughter coming off the green, this is the best I've felt. I feel like I could have played 18 more holes. So if you have an opportunity, if you have some pain, if you have some stress, obviously we all do, but if you have anything that sort of feels out of sorts, I'd really encourage you to reach out to Tricia. She does great work, and she'll get you at least from point A to point B, and hopefully point B is getting in to see her soon when we get released from our little lockdown. So thanks for joining us today. Appreciate it. Give us the phone number one more time, Tricia.
832-862-1138.
Perfect. We'll see you soon. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Scott.